Alright, hello guys. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. This will be a little bit of a different video from me. I know I've said that at times in the past. And if you notice, I'm kind of narrating over a previously recorded video. And there's a reason for that. What you're watching on the screen is me setting up a new system that I've installed, or putting a few finishing touches on it. I still have some other things to do other than what you'll see in the video, but I thought I would talk over this and do a little bit of, I don't know, philosophizing. There's been a lot going on lately. One of my friends, and he'll know who he is if he watches this video, told me he was hearing a rustiness in my voice, and hope that I was taking care of myself. I don't know how many of you might know this, but since I think early February, I've been working 7 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day. I kind of feel bad because I know a lot of people lost jobs, and the COVID-19, coronavirus, however you want to say it, it did cause a lot of issues for people. But ever since February, I have been working like crazy, and I am completely worn out. And it's not surprising if you guys notice a rustiness in my voice like he has. That's probably why. I'm completely worn out. I am burned out. I actually put a project on hold. I was working on a MiyoLinux project and put it on hold. I'm just so burned out. But that's what's been going on in my personal life. And it got me thinking, what's really important? And I want to say from the outset here, these are my views. You don't have to agree with me. Feel free to disagree with me. Whatever you want to do, it's fine with me. But I've kind of gotten a little disheartened with all the brouhaha going on with Linux over the last, I'll just narrow it down to a year. Over the last year or so, it's kind of gotten under my skin at times, and I want to apologize. I've made a few videos where I've called out a few people, and I shouldn't have done that. People can do what they want to do. It doesn't, in the end, it doesn't matter what I say or what someone else says. People are going to do what they want to do. And it kind of makes me laugh when I look at things going on in the world of Linux, and I think about how so many people are followers of this guy and followers of that guy, and whatever he says, that's the gospel. And in the end, people are going to do what they want to do. Now, we might have some influence on them, we may not. I don't know. I can tell someone why I personally wouldn't use Ubuntu, but if you want to use Ubuntu, use it. Have fun with it. I try to make my videos fun. I try to make them entertaining. I try to add a little bit of teaching to them, but at the same time, I want them to be entertaining, and I want people to have fun. I want to put a smile on people's face and hope that maybe I brought a smile on their face for that day when they watch the video. And then again, they might watch a video of mine and think, that guy's an idiot. I don't know. But I started thinking about this. People are going to do what they want to do. And a few weeks ago, those of you who are familiar with me, you know that I have a 32-bit computer. That was the first computer our family owned, and I still use that computer. And I have a Telegram group for MiyoLinux, so I installed Telegram on it. I didn't use it from the repos. I went to the Telegram desktop website and got the Telegram desktop from there. And when I installed it, it popped up a message. 30. I can't. I'm not quoting this word for word, but basically it said the 32-bit version of Telegram will no longer receive updates after September of 2020. Please upgrade to a 64-bit operating system. I'm like, oh, that's easy for you to say. Yeah, just go buy a new computer if you want to keep getting updates for Telegram. And I thought, so many people, they just think, this is the way it's got to be. You got to do this, and if you don't do it the way I say, that's the end of it. A few months ago, my wife asked me, I can't remember what she asked me to do. She still uses Windows 10. And she asked me to do something on her computer. I don't remember what it was, so I went over to her computer. I hadn't looked at her computer in I don't know how long. I walked over there and I thought, good grief, woman, what? She had, on her screen, she had desktop icons that were huge. I have never seen desktop icons this huge. I'm serious. You could only fit like 3, maybe there was 4, but I think there were 3 icons vertically on her screen. And that's how big they were. That's what would fit. I said, what happened? Why are your icons so big? She said, I don't know. I said, you want me to fix it? If you want to, it doesn't matter to me. So I fixed her desktop icons, got them small, normal size. I said, you don't know how that happened? No, I turned it on one day and that's how they were. But it didn't bother her. She didn't care. When you look at a MiyoLinux release, it's usually real colorful. I like colors. And a lot of people may not. It amazes me that I read on some comments on YouTube channels, I just have a black screen, and I think, goodness, I could never do that. I want something to look at. But for those people, a black screen is all they want. And if that's what they want, that's fine. I was talking to a guy a few weeks ago, and he was kind of putting down people who use Conky. And I personally, on my own systems, I don't use a Conky. Every now and then I'll turn one on, if there's a purpose behind it. But day in and day out, I don't use a Conky. But he was talking about how using a Conky served no purpose, because once you open a window, that window covers the Conky, and it's no good to you anymore. And this same guy has like 8,000 desktop icons on his desktop. I mean, his whole screen is virtually covered with desktop icons. And I said, well, I know a guy that has his whole desktop covered in icons. And once you open a window, those icons serve no purpose. But people, if he likes desktop icons on his desktop, that's fine. I don't like them on mine. I don't use a Conky. If people want to use a Conky, that's fine. It's not bothering me. But all the turmoil that has been going on with Linux lately, I use Arch, by the way. That's kind of, to me, it's kind of becoming a little ridiculous. You don't hear the people that use Linux from scratch saying, I use Linux from scratch. I use Gentoo. If you want to use Arch, use it and enjoy it. Have fun with it. That's what makes distros like Nutix. I love Nutix. It's probably my favorite operating system. And distros like Venom Linux, they just kind of do their own thing, stay out of the limelight, do their own thing, and it's distros like that I admire. Um, but all of this got me thinking when I had to take a break because I was so burned out. I started exploring alternative operating systems, and you may have seen I did a video about how I dual booted NetBSD and Linux. And I love NetBSD. It's fantastic. And it got me thinking back a few years ago. I'd tried a few of the BSDs, and for some reason on my laptop, some of those BSDs just will not boot. Like FreeBSD or anything derived from FreeBSD just absolutely refuses to work on my laptop. So here recently I thought, well, I'll try again, because at one point, like a year, I'm going to say maybe a year or a year and a half ago, and don't quote me on that, whenever I believe it was FreeBSD 11.1, nothing before 11.1, and I'm taking that 11.1 out of the air because I'm not positive any longer. Anything before 11.1 would not work on my laptop. For some reason, 11.1 worked. And that made me real excited. I got 11.1 installed. I was dual booting it with Linux and was having fun with it, and I won't go into what happened. But I eventually had to get rid of it. And that was my fault. It wasn't the fault of FreeBSD or whatever. But 11.1, anything released after 11.1 will not boot, will not work on this laptop. I don't know what they did with 11.1, but I wish they'd do it again so I could try it again. And that means anything derived from FreeBSD, like GhostBSD, will not work on this computer. I've tried a couple of others that are derived from FreeBSD. They will not work on my computer, and that's what kind of got me into trying NetBSD. I'd used OpenBSD in the past and really enjoyed it. But I tried NetBSD and it was having an issue. And I decided, well, I'll try GhostBSD again. And you're about to see what this system is. I mean, not GhostBSD, OpenBSD. And this is OpenBSD you're looking at. And I don't know if you can see this. This is a 64-bit operating system. And if you look down at that bottom line, the memory, this was a first boot when I opened up NeoFetch. The memory is only 140 megabytes on OpenBox. I've not had that low of a first boot on OpenBox since I first released MiyoLinux, and that was based on Dev1 Jesse. That's another thing about Linux. With every new release of major release, like they went from Jesse to ASCII, the resource usage went up. And from ASCII now to Beowulf, and I can cover that with Debian also. With every release, the resource usage goes up. And I'm not sure why. I think it has to do with what they're adding to the kernels. I'm really not sure. Now that's what it was at first boot. Now you're going to see what it is running right now. Now the reason I had to record this audio like I did is I've still not figured out how to record audio on OpenBSD. I'm doing the actual screencast with VLC. And as you see there, with VLC running and all that other work I've been doing, the memory has gone up to 447 megabytes of RAM. So I'm really excited. I really like the system. I like things simple. I like things pretty basic. It doesn't take much to please me. Give me a web browser if I need to get on the web. Give me a music player, and give me the ability to write a letter or something every now and then, and that's all I need. And that's what I like. And other people may not like that, but that's what I like. And you like what you like. And if you like using Ubuntu, use it. If you like using Debian, use it. If you like using Arch, whatever, use it. If you're happy with it, use it. Now you can ask me a few questions about why this or why that, and I'll give you my opinion. But I think I'm kind of over the deal where I feel like you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. If it's working for you, go ahead and do it. All right? Again, these are my thoughts. These are my opinions. And you guys have a great rest of the week. Thanks a lot. Take care.